I'm Kyson Gardner.
And I'm Tyler Mitchell. It's homecoming week for the Lions, and we've got a lot to talk about.
That's right, Tyler, and we'll get right to that. But first, let's talk about last week. The Lions football team defeated KSD 62-20 in Olathe on Thursday night. K-IHS field reporter Will Showman was at the game and has this report.
KSD struck first at a game against IHS with a drive that took just 4 plays to land their first score. An extra point attempt was no good, and the Jackrabbits were up 6-0 just 3 minutes into the game. After a couple of stalled drives at both sides of the ball, quarterback Nick Board completed a pass to Kendrick Gardner, good for 50 yards. Juan Mitchell rushed for the extra 2 points, and IHS was on top 8-6. 7 plays later, Mitchell recovered a KSD fumble and then grabbed a 35-yard touchdown pass from Board, before scoring the 2-point conversion to put his Lions up 16-6. On the next KSD possession, teammate Alex Johnson returned a KSD fumble 4 yards for the score. The 2-point conversion was good again, and IHS took a 24-6 lead to close out the first quarter. On the opening drive of the second period, Board connected with Mitchell for a 7-yard touchdown pass. Again, the 2-point conversion was good, making it 32-6. 3 minutes later, Mitchell rushed for another touchdown, this time a 22-yard dash. Brady Olson added 2 more points, giving IHS a cushion 40-6. However, on their next drive, KSD's D. Russell ran for a 60-yard touchdown. After a successful 2-point conversion, IHS took a 40-14 lead into the locker room. KSD was the only team to score in the third quarter. This time, a 45-yard touchdown and a 2-point conversion by Eric Martin, bringing his team to within 3 touchdowns at 20-40. However, IHS started the fourth quarter with a touchdown pass, this time from Mitchell, who took the pitch from Board and threw it to Gardner for a 35-yard touchdown, Board adding the extra 2. On the next KSD possession, Alex Johnson recovered a Jackrabbit fumble and then took the 1st and 10 situation 22 yards for his second touchdown of the night. Johnson followed it with a 2-point conversion, and the Lions were up 56-20. But they weren't finished yet. Juan Mitchell recorded his 3rd fumble recovery for the game at KSD's 20-yard line and converted it into his 5th touchdown for the second week in a row. The final score, IHS 62, KSD 20. From Olathe, Kansas, I'm Will Showman, K-IHS Sports.
Thanks, Will. The Lions' 62 points is a new record for IHS. The previous high was 34. Defensively, the Lions held the Jackrabbits to a club low of just 20 points. Next up for the Lions, Joplin Cornerstone, and the 2013 homecoming game on Saturday.
The Lady Lions Volleyball team was also busy as they started Great Plains Athletic Conference play this last week. On Tuesday, the girls played their first home game at Genesis Christian Academy. Lots of excitement in the air, but ultimately the Lady Lions fell 2 games to 1, 25-2 and 25-7. 3 days later, they were back on the road, traveling to Grandview Christian to play the Golden Eagles. Founded 14 years ago, Grandview is no stranger to athletics, but 2013 marks their first season as a member of the GPAC. Despite the absence of head coach Deb Smith and 2 varsity players, the Lions had their best outing yet, but still came up short, falling in the best-of-5 series, 3-0.
Disappointing night for the team, I'm sure. How are the girls' spirits after last week?
I was at the game, and I think the feeling is still determination. They know that they are in their first year playing against very experienced teams, and if you look at it objectively, they are getting better each game. At Grandview, they lost their first game 25-5, but in the second set, they kept it close and even tied the game at 6-6 before Grandview scored 19 consecutive points. But most of them are coming off the serve. In the final set, IHS actually scored first and managed 5 unanswered points before Grandview pulled away. In each set, the girls scored more points than the previous game. They are a very young and inexperienced team, but if they continue to improve each game as they have so far, they should be able to surprise some people this season.
That's a wrap for last week. When we come back, we'll talk homecoming.
Let's go!
Don't go away.
Back away from the remote. Don't touch that dial. Welcome back, everyone. It's homecoming week for IHS, and the football team is gearing up for a tough game against Joplin Cornerstone on Saturday.
Things get started on Friday night when the girls' volleyball team returns to CPRS and Independence, Missouri for a tri-match against CPRS and Learning Center Christian. CPRS is a rematch of the season opener for the Lions, while LCHS is a new opponent. Game times are at 6:30 and 7:30. More details can be found at ihssports.org.
IHS will play its first home football game ever on Saturday at Haskell University Stadium when they take on Joplin Cornerstone. Last year, the Lions lost 50-14 in Missouri, but as Will Shellman found out in practice today, IHS sees this as an entirely different game.
I'm here at IHS Sports Complex with head football coach Jeff Dietz. How was practice today, Coach?
We're pretty good. Got a lot of things to work on, but I think the boys are excited to play this weekend.
Last year, the Lions were defeated by the Spartans. What's your strategy going into this game?
Well, I think we don't want to try to beat ourselves. We don't want to give the ball away. So we're going to try to keep the ball and try to keep them from scoring.
So, what do you and the players think of having your homecoming game at Haskell?
I think it's wonderful. I think Haskell has a wonderful field over there, and I'm just so thankful for them for letting us have the opportunity to go over there and play on that field.
What would you say some of the key strengths of this team is?
Well, I think we got some returning people. Nick Ford, our quarterback, is he's kind of the nucleus of the team, and I think he kind of brings everybody together. I think the biggest things though is that we just play as a team this year, and everybody has a desire to win and a desire to help each other out.
So, anything that worries you going into the homecoming game that the team still needs to work on?
I just worry about turnovers. If we can stay away from turnovers, I think we'll be okay.
Thank you for the interview, Coach.
No problem.
And now I'm here with senior Alex Johnson. So, how do you feel about your homecoming game being played at Haskell?
I'm pretty pumped. I'm ready to play. You know, it's homecoming. Got to go all out in the field. I don't know. I've never been there, but heard it's pretty nice. So it's gonna be exciting.
And now I'm here with quarterback Nick Ford of the IHS Lions. So, Nick, how do you feel about your homecoming game being played at Haskell?
Well, William, I think it's great. I mean, last year IHS didn't get a home game, and a lot of people didn't get to see us. I mean, we have so many fans out there, hundreds of thousands of them. No one got to see us. But this year, they're going to be able to come and see what the Lions are about. They're going to come in our jungle, and they're going to see us face a top team, and we are going to fight it out, and it will be a great game.
Thank you, Nick, for the interview.
Kickoff is at 2 p.m. Admission is $3 per person, or you can bring the entire family for just $10. Wear IHS navy blue and save $1.
Following the game, the two teams will get together for dinner, and then they will be joined by other homeschoolers from the surrounding area for the first ever IHS dance.
You going to be there?
To the game or to the dance?
Both. I mean, of course you'll be at the game, but after seeing you on that Harlem Shake video last night, I just wanted to make sure you bring your dancing shoes.
Man, last week it was your sister, now you?
Just saying.
Happy homecoming week, everyone. For K-IHS Sports, I'm Kyson Gardner.
And I'm Tyler Mitchell.
Have a good night.